Hello my fellow creators and welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Yvette and I am part of the SheetLoad creative team. Today, some of my teammates and I will be participating in a SheetLoad rewind along with Alicia of the Call Me Crafty Al channel. If you'd like to see what each of the team members has created, I will have a link to a playlist in the description box below. So today we are rewinding to the May 2023 sketch. Now, this sketch is currently in the vault. However, because we are rewinding to this sketch, it will be available to Alicia's subscribers for a limited time. Now, in case you're not familiar, the SheetLoad of Cards sketch is a sketch and cutting guide, and it lists what supplies are needed, how many cards it will yield, the dimensions in case you want to make just one card instead of the whole batch, alternatives or other ways to use this sketch, such as adding gems or embellishments. And then page 2 is your cutting guide. So that will show you how to cut your pattern paper and your cardstock that you'll use. Now, this sketch does call for 2 sheets of 12 by 12 pattern paper. And what I've decided to use is this Best Summer Ever collection from Echo Park. And I didn't actually make a full sheet load today, friends. What I did was actually used, I think it was three different sheets of pattern paper. Let me show you which ones they were, if I can grab them out of here. So I used this sheet, and you'll see it's double-sided, which was so helpful. And then this one as well. Love the ice cream cones. And then this one as well. So I'm going to show you the cards I made. And like I said, I did not make a full sheet load. I only made half a sheet load. So here's the cards I made. And I did something a little bit different, friends. When I saw that rectangle part of the pattern paper being used on the front of the card, I thought, wouldn't it be fun if this was a little bit of an interactive card? So I made this part of the card so that it opens and you can write a little sentiment here or stamp a sentiment, write your message here, but then it's also a regular card so you can put your message on the inside. I toyed with the idea of making this a postcard and not putting it on an A2 card base. But then I thought, oh, if it's a postcard, this will get caught if I just mailed it as a postcard in the postage machines. Although I could have put it in a regular A2 envelope. Let me show you what I did. So when I was playing with the idea of doing a postcard, I created a postcard back, added some little summer images. So had I made it a postcard, I would have attached this to the postcard, and then this is what I would have mailed. But yeah, I think, I could have done this and then just put it inside an envelope, but maybe next time. So let me show you the ones I did make. So here are the 5 I've made so far. I will make card number 6 with you so you can see how I put it together. But what I did was use, for example, this sheet of paper, and then this is the reverse side. And then the little strip that I had left over from this piece, I just put right on here. And then I used some of the stickers as their little sentiments on the front. So let's put together my last card for half a sheet load today. So I have all my pieces already cut and ready to go. So I used this bright pink cardstock that I had in my stash, and this was just from Michael's. And then, so when I cut this piece, according to the sketch, I also cut a 2-inch piece at the same width, and then this is where I trimmed this down to the appropriate size. So I did adjust the size of the rectangle piece, and I made it 4 inches, and that gives me some room to score here. So I am scoring at 1/2 inch and folding this over, burnishing, and then that'll leave me with this rectangle at 3.5 inches. Now, what I did then was attach it to my larger pattern paper, and I just kind of placed it where I want it, flipped it around the back, and then attached it, oops, using my liquid glue here, just adding glue to the back of that little flap. And then I can just make sure that's secured on that pattern paper. And once I have that pattern paper secured and that flap secured, I can put it onto my matte layer of my pink. So I'll go ahead and do that. So I have really had fun with this one. I'm telling you, I'm thinking I am going to do a postcard version at some point. Okay. Now, I went ahead and put this smaller piece of pattern paper on my little rectangle flap. Oops. And then that'll go here. Okay. Then here's that little piece that was left over. I'm just going to flip it over so it's the same pattern paper as a larger piece. And then add it here. There we go. Then I'll choose a sticker to add there. But first, I want to add my white cardstock to the inside here. And you'll see I use cardstock that I may have printed on or stamped on that didn't come out the way I wanted. And I use the reverse side sometimes for my matte layers or my pieces like this, so it works out. Then on this piece, I'll just use my ATG because I want to make sure I line it up. So I'm lining it up with my flap here so that when I place it on this piece, I'm just flipping it over, and there it is. And then it's kind of hidden. Now let me get my sticker sheet out real quick. And what I did was use these little banner flags on the inside. So I think I'll use this pretty blue one, and I just placed it on the inside so there was, you know, a little detail on the inside. And then I've got to choose, and I think what I wanted for this one, if I remember correctly, yeah. So I'm putting this one that says relax, and I know it kind of hangs over a little bit, but I'm not too worried about that. In fact, yeah, I'm gonna leave it be. So that one says relax. Now, should I do this one as my postcard? Let's see. I could. See, I printed this and it wasn't exactly how I wanted it. Oh, so let me trim it down a little bit. And this I just created in Canva. I have gotten to using Canva a lot more for my focal points and images. Okay, so then this can go here. And we will just line it up. So one of my cards, I will make a postcard. And like I said, if I want to mail it, I can just put it in an A2 envelope so that that little flap doesn't get messed up. Okay. So let's get this lined up as best I can. Oh, look, and then this one is my postcard. Ta-da! Alrighty, friends, there are my 6 cards using the May 2023 SheetLoad of Cards sketch. And I really like that I did this little flap. See, there's those little banners on the inside. Really cute. And then this one, I did go ahead and make it my postcard. So I can write my little message back here. I can write messages in here, even stamp a sentiment. But I love the way they turned out. Which one do you prefer? The A2 card or the postcard? Let me know in the comments below. Thanks for sticking around to the end. I'd be thrilled if you subscribe to my YouTube channel or followed me on any of my other social media platforms. As always, have a beautiful, safe, and creative day. Thanks for watching. Bye.
Reflecting in your deep blue eyes, the day has begun. You spin around, you laugh to yourself, and I see you shine in every color, resting your head in my arms. You sing la la la.